Welcome, everyone. So, today I wanted to tell a story. So, my name's Harley Seelbinder. I am the founder of the Road Away from Porn mentorship program where I help men remove porn from their lives and build the life of their dreams afterwards. And so, you could imagine that I get into some very interesting conversations with people when they say, or ask, "What do you do, Harley?" And I say, "Well, I have a podcast. I help men quit porn." You know how that goes. You probably don't. But either way, how it goes is sometimes people are incredibly receptive. People are like, wow, major respect. Man, what inspired you to do that? And they're really interested and honestly probably so dumbfounded that I do something like this. And honestly, it feels good when people react in that way. But sometimes I get the opposite reaction where people look at me like, what the heck are you doing? Or this one, I wanted to just tell a funny story today because I just thought it was kind of ironic and just kind of hilarious. And I think it paints an interesting example of the way our society kind of just avoids this issue. And so here's the story. So I'm the kind of guy who will work out hard and then hit a sauna and hit a cold plunge pretty much every day. That's just kind of my daily regimen. And during my sauna the other day after my workout, I was getting into a deep conversation with someone about books and about different things that, books, mindsets, etc. And he was asking, what book have you read recently that really impacted you? And I kind of talked about The 4-Hour Workweek by Tim Ferriss and how that kind of inspired me to build a business on the internet. And honestly, I found this quitting porn path as like a very interesting business idea that is not only good in regards to business, but very good in regards to just self-improvement and a meaningful thing to be doing. And I was kind of explaining that to him, and he was very receptive and interested and wanted to read the book and wanted to check out The Road Away from Porn. And then this other guy was in the corner of the sauna, and he was like, I think he just walked in and he was hearing me talk about just how, the group is a group of men that meet every week and try to improve. And he just kind of started talking about, oh yeah, I've heard of some of those groups, and yeah, like some investing groups, and like he didn't really know what I was talking about. And he's like, yeah, I know some people that are in some groups like that, or some real estate groups. And I was like, and he's like, what's your group? And I was like, well, it's called The Road Away from Porn. It helps men quit porn so they can build their dream life. And yeah, some of that might be investing or real estate, but yeah, it's about quitting porn. And he just seemed so shocked, and he all of a sudden just started turning it around to like talking about, oh yeah, I'm wondering, you look like someone I know, because I think, does your dad run a strip club? And he started talking about this strip club that he goes to and how like he invites some of his friends to different events at the strip club. And I was just kind of like looking over at the guy that me and him were relating on about The Road Away from Porn and about mindset and about books. And we were just looking at each other like, what the heck is this guy talking about? Like, don't you know who you're talking to? Like, strip clubs? Like, that's not my style. It's just not what I'm about. And you're kind of just taking over the conversation and kind of maybe justifying, rationalizing why you think strip clubs are a great idea and why you invite your friends and your brother and to these events. And he was using some pretty vulgar language, such as, the event's called Tits and Toast, and I go and we get served hash browns, and it's a fun event. And I'm just kind of like dumbfounded, because it almost just paints this picture, for me at least, that there's a lot of people out there where, degeneracy from porn and strip clubs and promiscuity is kind of just normalized. And some wives out there, I think, are just kind of accepting, like, yep, that's just the way men are. That's just kind of how men do. That's what men do. And it's all good. And even though I'm not a huge fan of it, I'm not going to mention it because he's going to get salty and it's just going to hurt things even worse. And man, I feel bad for some of those women, because honestly, that sucks. That kind of like ruins intimacy if he's talking about strip clubs and porn and vulgar things with regards to women and always talking about younger chicks. And it's like, you probably don't feel like you're enough, and I really feel sorry for you there. But man, it's really interesting the way like culture kind of promotes these things. And in my opinion, I think having like a very stable mother and father is like one of the most important things in regards to raising children. both my parents were very stable, and I actually attribute most of my growth because of their ability to be stable and loving and not turn into this kind of degenerate behavior. And like that I really respect about my parents. And it's truly sad that some people out there and many men kind of just are falling into this limiting belief that porn is normal, guys are guys, making fun and talking about young women and how they look and how they'd feel is just kind of normal. And to me, it's not normal. I think it's kind of gross. And don't get me wrong, I used to do it, but I found it to be something that just led me down wrong paths. And I want to be on a better path, and I want to be surrounded by men that are on the right path. And to be honest, the kind of line of work I'm in is very good at that, because as soon as I mention what I do, I'm able to tell instantly whether the person I'm talking to is someone where it's like, okay, I will relate and actually maybe want to chat with this person, or they're just not they're not getting it, and it's all good, and I'll just move on, and we can just move on. No judgment. You're just not the kind of person that I want to be around. And yeah, I'm curious to hear other men's experiences, because I'm sure we've all been in situations where there's locker room talk, talking about the hot chick or talking about the hot girl in school, or, talking vulgarly about them. And I was a man who was kind of leading some of those discussions in high school just because that was kind of who I was. But I find it to be something that once you remove that kind of thinking from your life, and once you remove porn from your life, you attract higher quality men, you attract higher quality women, and you become a great example to younger men. And in my opinion, that's a really important thing to be doing, setting an example, because I don't think it's a very good example to be saying to people that you want to have sex with a young woman when you're married, or you talk about her her body parts, when in reality she's a person with feelings and a story as well. And so, yeah, I just kind of wanted to explain this story to y'all, because I run into these situations sometimes where I'm just like, man, wow, why did I choose this line of work? Why do I do what I do? But every day I'm just reminded the success stories of my clients, the deep and meaningful conversations that this line of work involves, and honestly, the deep conversations that come along with me even just explaining who I am and what I do and why I'm passionate about it. And I don't think everyone can live that kind of life. Some people live a life where they're not truly passionate about what they're doing, and to be honest, I would love to see them do something they're passionate about, and I know that it's deeply possible within them to go and do that, and that's what I'm about. And if you're sitting here watching this video and you have dreams and passions and that you want to talk about it, reach out to me. There's a calendar link in my bio. I'd love to sit down and have a discussion with you. I am a huge fan of encouraging people that are passionate about their dreams. It's like, if you're passionate, sign me up to hang out with you, because I cannot hang out with people who are low energy, complainers, etc. But if you have high energy and you have dreams and passions and you're a go-getter and you're a problem solver, come into my circle. I'd love to meet you. All right, see you on the call. Over and out.